Hi VC, I'm back for another video in the UK after my uh, lovely long summer holiday in Finland. So um, just to say, found a few things as well since I've been back. So I'll start with those. I went to a charity shop. When was it? I think it was last Sunday, and I have found a stack here, all £1 a piece. So quite a lot of it has a Gallic influence. That's France, I mean. So we have some Jacques Brel albums here. I don't think these are like sort of original albums. They're more like sort of 70s reissues. So we have Le Pla Pie, which is on a label. Oh, it's on this. It's on this Barclay album, which I think I've seen, but it's sort of usually sort of like a red and orangey sort of colour. I haven't seen those black ones, so yeah, that's quite interesting. Now that does have, I know it's published 1962, so I think, yeah, 78 this is. It has that sort of 70s look about it, to be honest with you. So that was the first one there. I can't see that. I have the only song I knew by Jacques Brel was Jackie, but they don't have, these three albums don't have that one on there. They do have, it was 37.60 francs on the back. So this is number 3. I don't have number 2. Number 3 called Amsterdam. I'm guessing he went there for a while, and well, I think that's a normal cigarette he's smoking there, but anyway. So that is the same, in lovely condition. You know, sort of typical of anything you find that's a bit rarer hasn't really been played that much, you know, rather than beat up Beatles. So I'll come to that in a minute, actually. Yeah, that's the second one. And we have another one here on an Impact label. Made and printed in France. Yeah, I can't see. I'll show you the label. But oh, it's got. I like those ones with the little sort of centerpiece in there. Yeah. So somebody here, a box set called Brassens, who I've never heard of, but since it was just so cheap, I grabbed it, and it's on a Philips. I'm guessing he's a bit older and a bit more sort of traditional. Oh yeah, 50s sort of stuff. So we will see about that. I've no idea what that is, but he's got a pipe with him, so don't know what this is. Could be bad, could be really amazing. Somebody called Brian Alexander Robertson, Ringing, WRINGING, applause, on Ardent Records. I grabbed this because it said it was a subsidiary or distributed by Stax. It doesn't look very Stax, but let's see. Yeah, a nice Roy Orbison's Greatest Hits. I think it's like an original pressing from 1967 in mono. Monument label, that's what a monument label looks like in this particular instance. Yeah, I think that will do for my Roy. That's all I really need of him. Back to France again, and who wouldn't want an album with a goat on the cover, with 3 little dumplings on the top, by Paul et Macaulay. I don't know what this is. I've no idea. No idea. I'm guessing it might be folk, maybe, or something like that. And I can't read what that says either. It's quite bad handwriting, and my French is quite bad. But it was for Christmas 1975, as was this one, which has a nice mountain sort of cover on it. Here is the label. Pim. I'm not sure what label that is. Is it Pem? No, I'm not entirely sure. But should be interesting. This I haven't had, but I know what it is. But it's in French. Midnight Cowboy. And with a very nice cover from UA. In good condition. And again, French Alain Stivell. I know that he's supposed to be very good. A multi-instrumentalist, I think, not just harp. So it looks looking very intense there on the cover. And these songs, they might even be in Gaelic. Sorry. He's a Gaelic. Yeah. Yeah, which is presumably like Brittany, the north west part of France, I guess. No more French. No. We have medieval and Renaissance music here for £1. So that will warm me up for my medieval festival that I'm going to at the end of the month. Very nice. I think this is a first press of Help. It never occurred to me on the cover. It looks like George. Here. Looks like George Harrison has joined some sort of group like the Amish community. Looks as if he has a beard, but it's just like sort of where his polo neck comes up if you take a quick look at it. Yeah, it's in good condition apart from this sort of mark here. I don't know if I can do anything about that, but I didn't have that album anyway, and I think that only it leaves me with A Hard Day's Night to get. I think maybe I have, or nearly all the others, I don't know. Good Morning Vietnam, which I just saw the other day after finding this album. A Miles Davis, Live in Europe. I was quite surprised it's got Herbie Hancock on there. So I'm guessing it must be reasonably later. This is Live in Europe at Antibes International Jazz Festival. So actually, I don't think that Antibes is in Europe, but it is a French island. So I won't do him under the Trade Descriptions Act for that one. And I have no Nielsen, so I found an album of Nielsen. Yeah, these last two actually I found from a car boot sale, so I thought that would be interesting to see what it's like away from the hits or famous sort of songs. So back to Finland, right? Okay, so I went to some Kirpputori, which is sort of like a market with lots of little stalls in it, which I think I've explained before anyway. And I found lots of records. They all seem to be €5, but I think they're all pretty darn good and worth a try. So this was my rest of my holiday purchases from before my previous video in Helsinki with my brother-in-law Markus at the railway station. So we have here Ultravox debut album produced by Brian Eno, and I took an instant liking to this track, I Want to Be a Machine, here on the end of side 1. There's John Fox on the back looking quite sinister, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm sort of familiar with earlier Ultravox from the Church doing a cover version of Hiroshima Mon Amour. And of course I think today is the anniversary of Hiroshima being dropped. So that is that album. This, somebody called Stuart Dempster, is a guy improvising in a church with a trombone and the echoes from the walls and such like. Should be interesting. I played a little bit of it the second side he's gone a bit more Aborigine with his percussion instruments. So there he is on the floor there. Sugar Cubes album. I'm not sure if this is a greatest hits or something. But it has a nice gatefold. Is Bjork here? And I don't know who the other people are at all. Malcolm McLaren. Now, after reading Sex Pistols, Johnny Rotten's recent book, which I showed in my last video, Malcolm McLaren doesn't come off too well in it. So I'm not saying in retrospect I wouldn't have bought this, but it certainly puts him in a different light. I have a upgrade copy of a Concrete Blonde album here. If you don't know, they're a 80s rock, slightly alternative band that became a little bit more gothic as they went on in their career. This is it's on IRS and it's from 1986. And I've tried some John Vangelis. I've sort of passed up the chance to get Friends of Mr. Cairo quite a few times, but I found this and slightly put off by it being called Private Collection, suggesting maybe it was some sort of greatest hits. But when the B-side called Horizon is just over 22 minutes long, I sort of went for that and thought, yeah, don't be put off by the 1980s minimalistic cover. I've gone for still €5 all of these ones, of course. I've gone for a Bebop Deluxe, partly because it's on that lovely green Harvest label, and a few people in VC have mentioned them as being worth a try. It didn't grab me the first time I listened to it, but we shall see. Just a few more to go for. I've got two here from another guild called Tori. This one didn't really like at all, I have to admit. I don't think I do have anything by them, but this was 10 cents short of €7. No. I heard their new album with Sparks is supposed to be very good, but this just didn't grab me at all. No. And it's still sealed, so I think I might be getting rid of that. This one, though, I did like. I've heard of this band before. Lacuna Coil. I think, are they Italian or something? But yeah, I liked this. Although I don't like the band that they sound like, particularly Linkin Park, I suppose I would say it sounds a bit like. This band have a man and a woman singing intermittently or at the same time. Horrible back cover there. Yeah, horrible sort of cover. But I liked that, and it was €9, which is what I would say is a pretty good find. A few more to go. Now, I had a blue compilation of Finnish sort of Iskelmar, and I found the red one here. So we've got covers in Finnish of A World Without Love, House of the Rising Sun, Farmer John, you might know, Penny Lane, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Happy Together, and some of them are original compositions, all from the 60s, I think. Yeah. Universal Soldier, All My Loving, and that was €5. So I'm sure it's worth more than that, really, but nice cover with some little discographies about the artists and things, which I probably wouldn't be able to translate very well. Heading further up north now to where the Sami people live, I found this rather lovely sounding album, and I don't know if I can even say Sami Etnan Suodarid. Yeah. It's from 1978. And it has this label on it. So I don't know what they're singing in. Presumably Sami, which can't be spoken by very many people at all. It must be very. So I've had this episode's been about all sorts of different languages and things. We have here this guy who you might not recognise at all. This is Vesamata Loyeri, and there's a song on here that is just somebody laughing that is hilarious. He starts off pretentiously laughing, and by the time at the end he's genuinely laughing. Yeah. And actually, we were talking about France. He's pretending to be French, basically, as you can see, without me trying very hard not to do a bad accent as well. This is some children's classics. This was sort of an upgrade copy, actually. We have got, I think we've probably got Moomins on here. Yeah, we've got Moomins, Niels Holgersson. A lot of these I didn't grow up with, my wife grew up with. Tao Tao is a panda here. Here, it's called pandas. Maya the bee. I don't know what a lot of these ones are. A bear. Nully is a bear. Yeah. That's that. And just two more, and I'll bring this very long video to a close. That somebody gave me actually from my vinyl night last Monday. We did some swaps and things. Well, I sort of just brought some records in, and then some people were just giving things away. This I think is Latvian, Raimond Pauls, and the second side sounded very interesting. He's obviously a composer or something. Yeah, it had some nice bands, maybe sampley sort of music on it. It's obviously on this label. And last of all, I have Haggadar, and this is the David Kossoff. That is this guy, yeah, here, who was Paul Kossoff from Free's father. So he does some. He's obviously Jewish, so he does some spoken word. Readings from the Bible, Old Testament, I think mainly. But yeah, it's on the Columbia label like this. I do not recognise that at all. Sold in the UK, 1964. So that is the end of this rather long episode from me, and I hope you're all doing well. I am. I'm doing great, absolutely fine. Actually, this sleeve is EMI, but well, it was free, so I will hope to see you all soon, when maybe I will have gone to a record fair or something, or just have picked up something soon. So I will see you anon. Cheers. Bye.